I've recently gotten a couple of questions on the live desktop sharing tool, so I'm going to take an opportunity here to go through and talk about that feature and how it works. This can be used throughout the day, whether you're doing a demonstration with our software or not. You have a live meeting room set up that you can use. It's open, and to access it from within the software, I would click the Present tab, and on the Present tab, assuming I've just met with a client or I'm doing a presentation, I might be building my presentation. And I might want to present that to that client as a PDF. I might want to build a website for that client. But in this situation, I'm going to do a live desktop share. I'm going to actually show the client what I was doing for them in real time. To do that, there's really two steps. There's joining the meeting myself, and there's inviting the client. Now, to join the meeting myself, I simply click the As a Live Demo button. And when I do that, it is going to automatically go and log me in to my live meeting room. I'm doing that now in real time so you can see what it would typically take. It's bringing up the Advisor's Insight interface, and it's going to open this up and let me know that I am live and in my room and ready to meet with a particular client. So we're up and live now. It took about 10 to 12 seconds. And let me kind of show you what that looks like in the screen. So this is what that window that just popped up looks like. And this is my live desktop sharing room, and it has my name. It says I'm a Bar Smart Analysis user. So that's how I join the meeting room to begin doing my first live session. So I'm going to shrink this down for a second, and let's go back and look at the other alternative. The second part is, how do I get my client into the meeting room? So there's a button here that says click here to send an email invitation. Well, when I click that, it's going to bring up and open up my email invitation in my default email browser. And let's say my client was Joe and Sally at yahoo.com. Now that's one way I could do it, right? And I could say, please click this link to join me now in a live session online. I could put a message in there, right? Now typically you're going to be on the phone with them. Unless I'm doing a large webcast or a training event, I'm always going to be on my regular phone talking to a particular client. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to simply send them this link, and I'll use whatever my standard signature is. Now you'll notice, to make this simple, I've actually put in on my signature my key links, and one of them is Meet. And that Meet link right there is the link to this meeting room, which is my particular web link. You could put this web link anywhere. You could put it on your website. You could create a button for it. Any way that you believe you could use this desktop sharing feature, you can have a client join you by sending this link. Let's say I was doing a webcast to 100 people. I would send all 100 people this link to join me in my meeting room. But I'm going to click this send button, and now Joe and Sally have just received an email invitation from me to join me in my live session. Now, as soon as they join me in my live session, they'll appear right here in this list underneath my name. And it will say Joe and Sally, or whatever name that they log in with, and I'll now know that they are live in the session. Now, I can wait for them to join me in the session, and when they pop up here in the session, I know they're here. There's only one button that I really need to focus on. There are many, many different aspects of the software that you can utilize. You can use whiteboards and web sharing and web syncs and do PowerPoint presentations and record your session. But today I want to focus on what I use 95% of the time. And that is the simple share your desktop. So I have two ways I can do this. I can wait for the client to show up, and when they show up, I can click this button. Or if I've sent them the link and I'm on the phone talking to them now, I simply, once the room is open, I simply click share your desktop and I'm done. And what will happen is at the top here, at the top of the screen, if I mouse over the top of the screen, and let me bring this up so you can see it. When I mouse over the top, it shows all my controls. Now it's running now, it's sharing my desktop now, and anyone in my meeting room would be seeing my desktop. I can pause my sharing, I can stop my sharing, I can annotate on the screen. So if I click the annotation button, I can sit here and draw right on the screen as I'm talking to the client, and they'll see everything that I'm doing. And when I put my mouse above here, I simply click the no annotation and everything goes away. But as I'm sharing my screen, I can be talking to the client. I can be sharing with them the alternatives that I put together for them and the savings, and clicking the annotation button and say, I really want you to focus right here. We've got $221 a month in savings for you. But typically what I will do, and you'll notice when I'm ready to move on, I'll just clear that annotation and move on. But what I typically do is I click this button here, step 1. I click the As a Live Demo and I log in. And when I log in, I click Share Desktop, and now everything on my desktop is being shared. From that point forward, it's just a matter of the client clicking the link or other people clicking the link and joining me in the live session, and they'll be seeing everything on my screen just as you see it right now. So sharing your desktop is really simple. What's the best way to practice it? There's 2 ways I would encourage you to begin practicing. One, if you have 2 computers, let's say that you have a desktop computer in your office and a laptop. Put your laptop beside your computer. Use the software to launch your desktop as a live demo, and then send the invitation to yourself on the other computer. Click it and log in as if you're a participant. Then you'll get to see on the other computer exactly what your client or a referral partner or someone else would see as they use the tool. It's a great way to practice. I think it's actually the best way to practice because you get to see exactly what they see, and it'll get you comfortable with how simple the tool is. If you want, then practice with a partner. Find someone in your office that's using the tool and say, I want to send you a link and share desktop with you so I can go through and practice. Now, if I share my desktop, it's sharing. I can pause it by clicking the pause button, and now everything that's on my screen will be frozen. It won't change anymore. But now when I go back up and click resume, it's going to start sharing again. And again, the only feature I really use is the annotation. I like to be able to say, what you're going to do is click the As a Demo live button here so that they can see it, and then you're going to send a link to your client. Now, some people I know have set up a link on their website, and they'll simply click the As a Live Demo button themselves to log themselves into their live session. And then once they do that, they'll tell their client, go to my website and click the Meet Me Now button or click the Live Meeting button. And that button is just simply taking them to this address. You'll notice we also give you this address here, so you can copy and paste that. That's how people access you for a live desktop sharing, and there is no limit to the number of people that can attend. You could use this for a training session. Let's say that you were actually going to be talking to someone about something unrelated. We have financial advisors now that are using this for their reviews with their clients. They'll bring up a PowerPoint or a client presentation, and they'll sit there and use the software to share their desktop and go through that information with their client. I could just as easily be talking to you about any other program or anything else that I was working on right now, and I could show you my blog, and we could be talking about the blog. And hey, here's a good point. If you haven't signed up for my blog, go to toddballinger.com and put your email address in right here and click Get Email Updates. I do a daily post, and you'll find information there that you can use that you might find interesting for your practice. So I hope this helps, and I hope this gives you a little bit more of a feel for how to use the desktop sharing tool. It's just that simple. If you want to do more advanced features and controls, hey, you can learn how to do that over time. But just getting started, keep it really simple. Just share your desktop, click the Share Your Desktop button after you're live in your session, and let your clients join you for an experience of a lifetime. Have a great day.